Let's talk about why this is probably the end of Modern Warfare. We were hoping we would have a little bit longer, but it's kind of not looking that way. I'm here joined by Richie Bracamonte to talk over why this is good and bad for different kinds of Call of Duty players, what Cold War Season 2 is doing and is probably going to do, and we also want to hear your thoughts. We're going to go out and look at the comments and see where you guys are at. If you guys want to talk more about Call of Duty, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. All right, let's get into it. Richie, in our previous video, I kind of predicted that Modern Warfare would keep going and live on through Warzone. What is Cold War doing now that has kind of dashed that hope?
It's all starting with Season 2. Season 2 is bringing a lot of story elements from Cold War and zombies and stuff, beginning with this big ship that is landed in Verdansk, which is full of zombies. We're getting all these big computers everywhere that tell you the infestation rate of zombies. They're all a bunch of little things, but it's kicking off a bigger story in terms of Cold War taking over. In 2019 and in 2020, we had a lot of overflow from the Modern Warfare story, and it bled into Warzone's baseline story. So if you wanted to find the story details out, you were able to complete the challenges for the intel, and the intel led you to that cutscene where Captain Price takes out Zakhaev and stops the nuke, and then calls in Soap. It was a very big, cool scene for all us Modern Warfare fans, and we were all hoping for the introduction of Soap into the story and into multiplayer, you know, as a playable character.
This isn't over. Not by a long shot.
McTavish to actual.
So, what's your position?
Have a click off the coast. Things are really heating up out here.
It doesn't look like that's panning out because this whole Cold War thing is taking over. I mean, anything can happen, but they're really focusing and they're really shifting the direction of the story to Cold War and zombies and all of this. It's Season 2 is kicking off in a lot of big ways already.
So the interesting thing is we now also have some news about what we think is going to happen at the end of Season 2. Now, to be fair, something that we thought was going to happen, you know, at the end of the Modern Warfare story arc, which was a map change, getting the map finally nuked. And I think a lot of us were waiting for a long time for that to happen. I don't know if we expected the map to get nuked and end with zombies, which is a very Treyarch thing to do, but it does seem like what you're talking about. It's that takeover of that storyline, but a map change. So we're also talking about the map coming in line with Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. It's probably going to look different after the end of Season 2, and that is kind of the end of the Modern Warfare era, because the genius of this map was that it had all of the Modern Warfare maps on it. When Modern Warfare first launched, you would play the multiplayer maps and you would recognize every one of these locations when you were playing Warzone, and they reinforce each other. It was so cool. You knew all the secret spots. You could even fly out of, I believe it was Superstore, and see the Warzone map well before Warzone ever launched. So that was such a genius integration. And now with all the Cold War maps being there, we're not sure quite yet if we're going to get the Outbreak maps, but that seems to be like they're going to erase that as well. And now it's just going to mostly be potentially Cold War locations, or a significant number of Cold War locations might be added in.
We're also adding some technical limitations. I mean, if you want Cold War, Warzone, and Modern Warfare 2019, it's a pain. It's tough on people's hard drives. The official announcement has come out that it's already becoming such a struggle to keep all of Modern Warfare 2019 on a base PlayStation or a base Xbox. It's getting harder and harder for people, so they're gonna have to pick. And of course, you can play whatever you want, but generally they'll probably shift towards the newer game that's getting updates and is getting support. Not to say that everyone will choose Cold War over Modern Warfare 2019 and Warzone, because that's not true. But just logistically, it's bound to happen, and the time is approaching us now.
How crazy is that? You might have to physically choose between the two games if you have one of these base consoles. You physically can't fit it all on with, to be fair, with all of their texture packs and everything installed. But as you pointed out, they're going to make these games larger over time. So even without those texture packs, I'm assuming you're still going to have to choose at some point between the two games. It's not just a story choice, it is a physical choice unless you want to expand your hard drive space. All right, so that's kind of the conversation about what's happening to Warzone, the map, and why Modern Warfare is probably getting overridden by Cold War. That's bad for Modern Warfare players, but there's a good side to this. Richie, you're a huge zombies fan, and I think a lot of people feel that Treyarch does zombies really well. So how does Outbreak and these sort of zombie events compare to what Treyarch's done in the past? Is this what the Cold War fans wanted?
For the most part, people, and from what I've noticed, people are enjoying the zombies experience that Treyarch is providing. Sometimes I hear this more than the multiplayer experience that they're providing. And I've sort of been in that ballpark. Like, I don't hate multiplayer, but I've been enjoying zombies a lot, and they're doing everything right as far as I can tell so far. Personally speaking, I think they're hitting the zombies train and giving fans what they want, trying different things, and integrating it into the greater Warzone experience. And, we had fun with the zombies event during Halloween. If we can get some more limited time events like that, that'd be cool. But overall, Treyarch does zombies right. I mean, they created it, they're perfecting it, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. If they can keep hitting this and run with it, a lot of people are going to be happy, but they can't ever neglect multiplayer. So it's a sticky situation for Treyarch to be in. They don't want to shoot themselves in the foot, but they make good zombie stuff, and I'm personally enjoying it.
It's interesting to go from Outbreak to the Zombies event that is currently building on the Warzone map. I was having some trouble with it at first, and I was trying to figure out why it kind of felt like Blackout again, which was a step back from what it is now. And I realized that Treyarch made Blackout, and so Treyarch taking the reins on Warzone, we're having some of the same issues, some of the same criticisms that I had about Blackout. There was a ship that showed up in Blackout, and everybody dropped on the ship at the same time because they didn't spread the new stuff around enough. It was just kind of a miserable experience trying to explore the new things because, I mean, of course everybody on the map's going to drop the ship at the same time. So they're repeating some of their mistakes, like not spreading those events out across the map. Granted, there's a couple of bunkers that you can go into. But again, in the missile silos, it says the map's only 5% infected. We're assuming that's what that means. So this event should expand out, hopefully into whatever culminates in the main event. I think Treyarch still has some learning to do in that department.
Yeah, it's tough to kind of come back to that, but you're right. Same with the stadium opening up, like the way when the stadium opened and we got the trailer for Black Ops Cold War, your mission was just to run to the stadium and the trailer would play out. And you wouldn't really get to explore the stadium, but it was just a fun way to it was a fun community thing. And I think right now everyone's tired of getting hot dropped into the ship. They just want to explore and do their challenges because there are challenges where you can get stuff, or people who just want to play plunder. They're getting it the worst. They're getting dumped on, man. They just want to play plunder because a lot of people use plunder to just respawn and navigate the boat as best as they possibly can. And it's a good idea, but that plunder mode is just like an excuse to do that. And if there are people playing plunder seriously, it's all bad for them right now. Just like the bunkers when they opened up, this will eventually cool off, but things are changing. We might not have as much time with this ship as other events, but the ship and the whole zombies thing is probably about to change the landscape of Warzone. So, I just want some time with it. I want some peace with it. So now we're going to take some time out to read some more user comments. We're enjoying these, so please keep sending them and liking them so they get to the top so we can read them off for you guys here in the videos. We'll start with Cash Money 99, who says Treyarch should just make zombies games from now on. And that's just something we talked over right now. They know what they're doing when it comes to zombies. It'd be cool if they had, all the funds just to put into zombies. That'd be cool. Since the beginning, players have wanted a standalone zombies game, and it's always been tied to Black Ops games. So I agree with you, Cash Money. What do you think, Aaron?
Too many of you out there are also saying that you're basically just using Cold War to level your guns for Warzone. If that's all you're using it for, then you're mostly just enjoying Warzone, or you're just enjoying zombies. Treyarch, I think you're great at zombies. Keep doing zombies, and maybe just focus on zombies. Again, I'm a Modern Warfare player, full disclosure. There are people who love Cold War and they love that old-fashioned Call of Duty arcade style. So I've said this in previous videos. You guys are awesome. This is just coming from a Modern Warfare fan.
So over on Twitter, we talked about the possible nuke event that's going to happen and that it's all but confirmed. And we got some comments. One from Game Guru who says, finally, I can't play this map anymore. It's been a damn year. Aaron, what do you...
It has been a year, and that's incredible because, Fortnite, which really kicked off a lot of this stuff, and Apex have been changing their maps and adding new maps and doing pretty significant stuff. The rumor was that the nuke event was supposed to happen and got delayed into Cold War, which kind of makes sense given all the cutscenes and everything that happened. Come on, you can only play the same map for so long, even if it's a good map, and it is definitely time to change. This is the upside of Cold War taking over. It's just... I just can't keep playing the same map again and again. That's a big ask for people.
It is. I'm with you. As much as I love Verdansk and Rebirth was okay, just more variety the better. I know that's not easy or good for your hard drive, but the way Apex did it was fine. They took away the first map for a while, brought it back later, and kind of rotated the maps for Battle Royale. And I think it worked out there. I mean, it's time for a change.
You said there were some data mines involving, maybe, this is totally unconfirmed, but maybe lava and some crazy things. So we'll see how far they take it. But we're, again, like, Modern Warfare is dead. We're heading into like fantasy direction as far as we can tell now.
So from our Call of Duty Should Be Afraid of Battlefield video, we got some user comments. One of them from Please Die says, he's quoting me, says Sledgehammer has a good track record so far. Worst quote I've heard in a little bit. Okay. I was expecting this. Yeah. I'm going to switch my hat. Yeah. And I get this, like, for sure. And this is coming from, I would say, more of a semi-classic Call of Duty player. You know, roughly, I started playing COD 4, a little bit of COD 3, but mostly I got into it at COD 4. I stopped at Ghosts, you know, because as soon as I heard of like Advanced Warfare and jumping and all this goofy stuff, I was like out, right? Like a lot of people my age, like I knew what I liked in my Call of Duty, and I wasn't going to pay for one that didn't satisfy these likes. This whole future thing was so goofy, but you know, for the sake of this job, I had to go back and play some of these games and to be able to talk about them and make videos about them. And I played Advanced Warfare and I enjoyed the story for sure. So I will defend it. And I played online and I liked it as well. I liked it better than I thought. So I'm kind of eating my words when it comes to how I feel about that game. But I know where you're coming from, but I will defend Advanced Warfare and World War II.
All right, I'm going to take some heat on the next one from our early Outbreak gameplay that we put up when you could play Outbreak ahead of time by taking it offline. User Son101 said, I don't think this guy's ever played zombies before. I know. Please stop watching it. No, like, the funny thing is that, like, we have two modes. We usually have journalism mode where we try and get something up really quick because something's happening and we just want to show you guys. And our preference, which is like get as good a gameplay as we possibly can. But it was funny because the minute I put that one up, you know, a couple rounds later, I was like, oh man, I should put this up because this is way better. And then I watched the numbers just keep climbing and climbing. And I was like, everybody stop watching this one. So yeah, like, come on. We know when something is not as good as we want it to be. And we really do appreciate you guys watching it. And we're glad that we could show you guys that Outbreak leaked a little bit early in offline mode. And hopefully we gave people a couple hours or, a jump on the day to play it before it actually launched. So we do appreciate it and we know. All right, so that is why we think that Modern Warfare is at an end. I know a lot of us have been holding out hope for a long time, and it's sad to see it go. But Cold War players out there are getting a lot of what they want, and also zombie fans out there are getting some fantastic modes and potentially like a huge nuke event, hopefully involving zombies on the Warzone map. All right, if you also like your Call of Duty nostalgia, Richie just finished his evolution of the MP5. It's a fantastic video and you should go check it out. Or head on over to GameSpot or GameSpot's YouTube page for coverage of more shooters and other games. All right, thanks for watching.